Good evening.
Good evening.
How's your evening going?
Good.
Okay, kind of seems like it's just going okay based on that. It's all right. I know what you're talking about. I had a realization the other day, guys. I had a major realization. It happened because I crossed the street without looking. I just stepped out in the middle of the street, and before I realized what I'd done, a car just went and screeched to a halt right in front of me. I didn't try and jump out of the way. Matter of fact, before the car had even stopped rolling, I was just standing there in the middle of the street, just being like, buddy, come. Do you know what that means? That means that my need to talk shit has officially become more powerful than my will to live. Like if I was like on a desert island somewhere, I wouldn't be looking for food or like a source of water, trying to build a shelter or something like that. I'd just be sitting on the beach jamming messages in a bottle to say things like, well, this whole island scenario is a little cliche, and just thrown out of the ocean to like die eventually. And the driver, he got really angry when I did that. And so like he rolled down his window, and as I was walking off, he just went, "Hey buddy, go fuck yourself!" And I just looked at him for a second. I was confused. I just looked at him, I was like, man, you don't gotta tell me to go do that. Like I'm always kinda on the way to go do that. Like in some fashion. Like you might catch me at like a job or like running errands or something like that, but that's just to break up the sessions of fucking myself that I got planned. Just to give it some kind of legitimacy. I don't know if I'm just any version of myself, man. The version of myself that I fuck, he's gotta have a job, you know? He's gotta be able to provide for me. Can't just be doing that all the time. But it's hard though, man. Just like trying to get a job these days is rough. The economy's a huge bummer. You know? Like people in my generation, like we got like a lot of problems with that, finding a job. Millennials. And the worst part about it too is we get criticized just routinely by older people. And that's fine, but the thing that really bothers me about that is the examples that they use to illustrate their points. Like the one that I hate the most is they say the millennials, they don't know failure because they all got participatory trophies growing up. I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. You didn't live that, okay? Do you have any idea how sarcastic a 12th place trophy is? Just, ooh, here you go, good job. It must have been really hard to show up on most Saturdays this spring and dress up in the same clothes as a bunch of other kids and eat orange slices in a field somewhere. Look at your self-esteem just shoot to the stars with that little piece of plastic in your hands. You're going to inherit the worst economy in almost a century later. You're going to need that confidence, little guy. It's rough. And the thing is, too, is like I need advice. Like I want advice, but I don't trust older people anymore to give me like credible advice, you know? Particularly because most of the older people that try and give me advice are like my uncles and his friends. And like, just to sort of, like, these are the dudes that just think because they have gray hair that they like have credibility now. And just to like, just put this in context, one of my uncle's friends, this is the company my uncle keeps, one of his friends blew all the hair on his head off, not just the scalp, eyebrows, everything, because he was smoking while building a bomb. Now let's just unpack that for a second. This guy did something so stupid that in his story about building a bomb, the first question out of your mouth isn't, why were you building a bomb? This is a guy that sees fit to give advice, just sitting there on his bar stool with explosion-induced alopecia, just sitting in between a dude with an eye patch and just some old guy that they just call Meatball. Like that's his only name, just Meatball. Like I feel like the baseline for qualification for giving advice is having eyelashes, and he doesn't fulfill that. At least eyelashes that you didn't blow off your face in a bomb accident. You guys seem like a smart crowd. Can anybody tell me why food trucks don't deliver? Anyway, they have 100% of the supplies necessary to do that. They just choose not to. I don't understand if food trucks Why are you just parking and making everybody walk up to you, playing hard to get? I don't get that. It's because you're insecure. Because it used to be a mail truck and it didn't work out. Come on, mail truck. Our former mail truck. You know, I want to go up to the people that run food trucks and just be like, yo, you guys want some money? They'll just be like, yeah. All right, well, you got food? Just, yeah, that's like what we do. Okay. And you got something that rolls, right? Just, yeah. Then roll the food closer to my mouth, man. Come on, food truck. Live up to your potential, you know? Deliver food to my house when I'm too high to cook. I need some additional sustenance to make it through total recall. You know what I mean, food truck? Come on. Don't make me order Domino's online like a goddamn scrub. That's really like the rock bottom of fast food. That's the new low. Because it's not faster than calling. You guys get that, right? You have to put in all your information. It takes a long time to order online. So what that means is that the reason that system exists is that there's enough people that order Domino's often enough that they don't want the people that work there to recognize their voice. Because it's just like, that's what Domino's HQ thinks like their customers are like, just sitting there in the darkness of their room, their face only lit by their computer screen, just being like, oh, I'm just gonna order once. It's too large, so I'll have to order once today. Fuck it, I'll get the city sticks, I'm treating myself. Ooh, 10% off if I'm wearing sweatpants. Redeem. I try to take care of most things in my life online. Like I chose all my roommates online. I found them through Craigslist. And like, that's also just not a good situation. Like, picking your roommates through Craigslist, basically all you got in common with them is you prefer to sleep indoors. That's all you got. Like, one of my roommates, he's a survivalist. You guys know what a survivalist is? It's somebody that tries to turn mental illness into a skill set, basically. Like, he thinks the world is gonna end, like, really soon. And he's just gonna be fine if he's got a pocket knife and a flashlight and a vegetable garden, like, out back, that he actually keeps. But the thing is, though, is he doesn't actually grow anything edible in the vegetable garden. He just grows hot peppers, like, that's it. And the thing is, too, is like the way he cultivates this thing is like he goes around to each individual flower and he pollinates them with his finger. Like, he just goes up to him just like, yeah. And I go up to him like, man, why do you do that? It's creepy and you don't have to. Bees do that. The whole reason bees exist is because they need to pollinate flowers, man. And he just goes up to me and he's just like, well, you know, the bees don't come around here. And I'm like, I don't fucking blame him, dude. If I were a bee and I flew into this garden and I saw you just like, yeah, I'd be like, all right, shit, I don't give a shit about this anymore. The queen didn't say anything about encountering a guy, figure fucking flowers. I'm done with this, all right? I don't care about flowers. I'll just sting somebody and kill myself. It's not that important. I don't care. I'm done. Just whatever, man. I'm trying to get my life together a little bit, and I realized that'd be a lot easier if I had a 5-day forecast for how drunk I'm gonna get that week. You know, if like you could just like have a way of like seeing one of those life-changing blackouts coming over the horizon. You know what I mean? To just be able to like go on a computer or something like that, and just be like, computer, like I got a doctor's appointment this week. Like, what's my drinking looking like for the next couple of days? The guy pops in and I was like, well, Ryan, we got a nice little patch of sobriety for the next 2 or 3 days. Until about Wednesday, when fat chicks be advised, there's a heavy whiskey front coming through. Sort of can be caused by the fact that you learn that your ex-girlfriend is now happily dating a starting power forward for the New York Knicks. He's a 7-time All-Star, makes over 300,000 times your net worth in a single year. And basketball groupies have nicknamed him the Anaconda. Experts think that the storm will cause heavy bank account damage, a vicious spate of liquor shits, and it'll force you to delete from your memory the plot of yet another book that you read in high school. See you later, King Lear. The neurons that you used to live in have been permanently destroyed by Jack Daniels. The storm is expected to be worse than 2007's Hurricane Cuervo, where you broke into your own house, even though your keys were in your pockets. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys.